What is going on YouTube? Today, I wanted to get fried chicken because when was the last time I had fried chicken outside of a sandwich? It's been a little bit of time, I think, maybe. So I wanted to get it today, but you know where I wanted to get it from? Remember that like slab of chicken I had from like the Taiwanese chicken? I wanted to get that, but they were all sold out of chicken somehow. So I got it from somewhere else. I got it from a place I've gotten food before, but I didn't get chicken from there. I got it from RD Southern Barbecue. I'm pretty sure from there, I got like a brisket macaroni and cheese. Well, I see that they have fried chicken. So I decided to get it. So I got myself some fried chicken and some, oh yeah, I ordered fries too. Oh, I didn't even realize I ordered fries. So there are some of the fries as well. I got myself some fried chicken. Here's a coleslaw, tissue, and okay, ketchup. And then the fried chicken comes in this container right here, which we're gonna take it out of because I don't want it in this container. This smells like it's gonna be good. It smells heavenly. So look at this, like, oh yeah, look at that. It's all, they got all that nice seasoning on it. It got like a nice crisp to it too. It looks really good. Look at that. Now we got whatever piece this is. I don't even know. It's looking good. So we're gonna put that there. Then we got the chicken breast here, most likely. It looks like it, but this is the most interestingly shapen chicken I've ever seen. And the fact they give you Tupperware, like, is it Tupper? I remember seeing a meme. It was like Tupperware or Tupperware. Yeah, I think it's Tupperware. The fact that they have that, but remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, leave a comment down below if anyone trying to talk about. I'm down to this. Always check out the timestamps down below. Let's go. First bite here. We're gonna take a bite of this like strange piece here. Oh. Got zero chicken in that bite, but it's nice. All right. Okay, so it's seasoned pretty nicely. I'll give it that. Only problem with it, it's super dry. No. Like, I feel like I'm gonna struggle eating this. It's a little bit too dry. I already told me I'm tired of eating this. Maybe they fried it for a bit too long. Or it could be the piece itself, honestly. It's seasoned really well. You can taste the seasoning, you can see the seasoning. It's seasoned nicely, like no doubt. Like the skin, nice and crunchy. I can see how some people might say it's like too salty, because it is really salty. I personally like the saltiness of it though. For me, it's not overbearingly salty. Let's try their fries here. They kind of remind me of Five Guys fries. Five Guys fries is better though. Okay, let's have a. This looks like how an actual heart looks, you know, kind of like the anatomically correct shape of a heart, kind of. So let's try this part. Thigh. Oops. Anything there? Okay. Not as dry. That piece at least. Good. That piece is a lot better than the last one I had. But anyways, how was your guys' day? My day wasn't too bad, but I did see 2 movies this past weekend. So let's do a double whammy and talk about both of them. So the first one I seen was Bad Boys. I mentioned I was going to go see it, and I did. I went to go see it. So this one's Bad Boys 4, I believe. And going into it, I don't have much hope for like Bad Boys movies, just because like it's one of those like buddy cop movies, but now they're like old men like in their 50s and 60s. So it's like a lot of times it's lost its charm as it did when it was like when they're younger. Well, this was pretty good, you know. It wasn't anything amazing or spectacular, right? It's like an old Bad Boys movie or like a newer Bad Boys movie, but it was funny. Like there was a lot of funny moments in it. I personally liked it a lot better than the first, like not the first Bad Boys obviously, but then the third Bad Boys. It's funnier. The story I found was like a bit better. Will Smith's son had a bigger role in it. It was good. Super, super cliched though. Where they're just like, oh, man, they were framed. Now we have to get them. The people who've been in the force for like 30 plus years, who never did anything wrong. Now everyone's just like against them just because of some like really bad like framing, you know? And he kind of glossed over some parts in it that were like brought up. Like, for example, Will Smith getting like panic attacks, anxiety attacks. Like, that's never happened before. Now he suddenly gets it and they just kind of, it happens like twice or 2 or 3 times and then they just kind of like gloss over it. But I don't think it's meant to be like a big point in the movie either. So. But by far, the star of the movie, everyone knows, is Reggie. Reggie did an outstanding job. This guy waited like 20 years for his time to shine. He finally had it. It was a great time. I think he said he was a Marine. So he put that Marine skills, those Marine skills to the test. It was great. Because I only ever see that guy in like the Bad Boy movie. I never see him anything else. So I don't know if he's like an actor like that. But he did a good job. The movie was good. Like for what it was. It would be like a 7 out of 10. Not in terms of like a 7 out of 10 being like an outstanding movie, like I said, but a 7 out of 10 just being like entertaining, you know, and better than the last one. The last one, the one thing I remember about it is just like Will Smith getting shot. I guess the captain getting shot. That's about it. So yeah, good movie. The second movie, and here's the last piece. This thing is a monster. I'm telling you right now, if this is like super dry, I'm not gonna finish it, but the next movie I seen was The Strangers. Now, let me tell you something. I always look at ratings of movies before I go watch them, right? Just to see like what the audience and what the critics are saying about it. And a lot of times when the critics on Rotten Tomatoes rate something, I take it with a very big grain of salt, because a lot of times they're just like being pretentious and stuff like that. But wow, were they spot on with this movie? This movie was horrible. It was horrible. It's definitely one of those where I'm gonna have to go back and see the second part of it because of how horrible it was, and I just need to know. But it's like the movie was so bad. Like there's so many things these guys could have done to like the premise of the story, let me start with that. Basically, these people go to like a cabin in the woods, which is an infinitely better movie, and then these people try like mass try killing them, right? Like just very cliche, classic, you know, like horror thriller type thing going on there. So let's start with the first one. One, they're in the middle of nowhere. Someone's banging on their door, and instead of like looking through the people, my guy just opens it. Creepy person standing there. You don't know who it is. And then they walk away, right? He needs to go into town to get his inhaler. Comes back, his girlfriend's crying. She's just like, oh, like there's someone here, you know, blah, 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 all that good stuff. So the one thing I learned about like certain people in movies, like in cliches of horror movies, is the last thing they will do in horror movies. The last thing they'll do is leave. They won't believe their spouse or children, and they'll just stay. They will not leave. Like, it's like they'd rather die than leave what they're currently in. Because if I'm going somewhere with my girlfriend, right, and I leave and come back, she's like, there's someone here, I've seen them. I'm going to be like, yeah? Hop on the motorcycle, because that's what he took. We're leaving, because I'm not going to even take the risk. I believe you. You could have seen a ghost and we're leaving. I believe you. I'm not going to stay here when you're freaking seeing things when you're alone. No, thank you. But anyways, just stay. And then, of course, they start breaking into the house, which is just for embellishment, because earlier when she was alone, they were already in the house without breaking in. So they're just breaking into the house for fun. And then they see them. They escape to the room. They break down the door. They look at them, like the two people. One is like Cheryl from Riverdale and some next guy that I've seen before. I don't remember where I've seen him before, but I see him before. So they break into the room that they're in. After breaking into the house, they see him and they leave. They try to go to the motorcycle. Motorcycle gets blown up. Now, I guess they're playing like a game of cat and mouse with them, like the murderers and then the victims are playing like a game of cat and mouse. So what they do, which I think is very smart, but then they do, which I think is really dumb, is they find a crawl space in the house. They go to the crawl space. Now, Lord knows why they just didn't stay in the crawl space for the whole time, because it's not like they knew they were there. Because the thing I noticed about this movie is that the strangers, the murderers, didn't know where they were at all times. Like they would be like I said, it's a game of cat and mouse. So they were in the crawl space. Instead of just sitting in the crawl space, like you would think that a smart person would do because they don't know they're there, they leave their crawl space and run to the shed. As if it's not like too difficult to, in a silent forest, hear people running outside and opening a door and closing it, which they find out because the girl hears them in the basement because she like stabs her hand on like a needle and she like goes to the shed to kind of like surprise them, right? So the two people, they go to a shed and Cheryl's sitting downstairs. I'm just gonna call her Cheryl because I don't know her actual name in the movie. The redhead girl, the woman, is downstairs. She sees one of the murderers and the other one breaks through the window and starts choking her, right? The guy comes back because he left her for a second because he likes leaving her for whatever reason. He comes back with a whole shotgun, scares them off. So then they're leaving and then they're like, oh, there's someone here. I think there's someone here. So then they like turn the corner and shoot. He doesn't even look. He just turns the corner and shoots after leaving the cabin. And he ends up shooting the owner of the place, which, you know, fair enough. Like you probably have too much adrenaline to be looking and shooting. You just shoot. But at the same time, you kill the owner. But 2 times at the same time, there's no way. Because it's like said that this happens all the time in this cabin. So it's like, this guy definitely knows that this happens at his place. So whatever. They shoot him. They try taking his car. They hop in the car. They turn it on. And then they get ran by the murderers. Because they have like some sort of like a Ford F-150 or something. Like an older one. Right? Cheryl gets out of the car. She leaves. She like runs to safety. And the boyfriend takes his gun, aims at the guy moves, and then he shoots. This guy missed by a mile, but whatever. So then the murderer runs away. There's 3 murders, by the way. I don't think I mentioned that. The murderer runs away, and then he gets out the car. And instead of taking their operating car that they rammed into them, he starts walking to the forest. I don't know. And Cheryl also goes to the forest as she hides behind some leaves. But like, when the murderer gets closer, she like moves the leaves from her face so she can see. So it's like, you're not covered anymore. So dumb. And then the worst part of the movie, this part right here, because they go into the forest looking for the guy, and the guy's in the forest. Mind you, when I get the gun, the first thing I'm doing is just leaving. I'm not hopping in a car. I'm not hopping in anything. I'm just going to walk away because I'm not going to walk through a forest. I'm just going to walk through the path that's like open because if they try to attack me, they got to come like right at me, right? It's not like they can like, you know, like hide in the open field, right? Like in the open. And I got a gun, so. Anyways, they chase him into the open field. So they split up, the murder split up, and then the guy finds one of them, right? And she doesn't know that he found him. So he goes up behind her and like puts the gun to her head and tells her to drop the knife. And then she drops the knife, turns around and starts like dancing around and stuff like that. And he's like, give me one reason why I shouldn't shoot you. What do you mean? They've been trying to kill you this whole time. Just shoot her, man. Like he's asking where the girl is. But at the same time, it's like, why are you asking her where the girl is? Just murder her. She's probably at the house. There's also 3 of them. Just murder her. Just kill her and go find the other 2. Like there's 2 of them. And then you can also assume once you shoot her, the other one will come running. So it's like, she starts dancing, grabs the gun, and he's just like, this was so cringe. This was so cringe. He's just like, oh, you know how they say the first kill is the worst? You're my second. And then you know what he doesn't do? Shoot her. Why would you say that if you're not going to shoot her? You said something so cringe to not even execute. So he doesn't shoot her, and then some guy comes out of nowhere and punches him in the face. Like, so cringe, so bad. Why would you even say that dialogue? And then, like, not shoot her. So then the murderers, like, bring them into the house. And then they, like, tie him up and then, like, stab the guy, kick him down. He dies. And then they stab Cheryl. But then the police came because while Cheryl was hiding, she stole like the owner's phone and called the police. So the police eventually came like an hour later. So Cheryl's like in the hospital. She's alive. But when she wakes up, like the murder's in her bed. But I think that's just like a jump scare type thing. Like at the end of Sinister, it's like a jump scare type thing. Yeah, so I don't know if it's going to be like one of those where they like, I hope the movie is like a revenge movie. The second chapter is like a revenge chapter where she goes back and tries to like, you know, get back at them. But I really don't, because they could, there's a lot of times they could have like ended these people, like a lot of times. Also, when they're breaking into the house, they didn't grab a knife from the kitchen or anything, like any sort of weapon. They're just like, they run into the room or they run into a washroom. They're like, we need a weapon. I'm like, why didn't you get one like 20 minutes ago? But, or the second movie could be like them trying to like get her wherever she is type thing. But you know, I don't know. I need to see it just because like I'm invested into it now because it's so bad. This will be the final bite here. It's super dry, so you know, I don't want to eat too much more. Small final bite, but anyways, yeah, that was my review of RD Southern Barbecue's fried chicken. Only one of the 3 pieces were not dry. Like it tasted good, but it was just super dry. Like I couldn't even finish it because it's just that dry. You know how like it's a struggle. You guys know to eat dried chicken, just like have to chew forever. Like I have to drink so much water to freaking like swallow the chicken. No, not one of those for me. I'll probably give it like a 5.5 out of 10. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, leave a comment down below. Anything else I'm talking about? I'm down to do that. As always, check out these chest videos inside. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video and my review. Bad Boy is pretty good. It was like a 7 out of 10 for like entertainment. Strangers was just really, I didn't want to rate it. I'm not going to rate it just because it was just that bad and annoying, but like I'm invested. So I will be seeing the second one and letting you guys know how it is, you know, for science. But yeah, thank you guys for watching RD Southern Barbecue 5 out of 10 first review, and peace.